If you were to tell me, if you were to ask me what's my favorite Minecraft build in my world, I'd say my clock tower right here. Or I would say that if it was like a year ago or a couple months ago. And the reason why it's not anymore is because I've built a better one. Should probably explain why I like this build so much is because it's a simple build. It was one of the best looking builds in my opinion that I ever did in my world up until that point. I built this nearly 2 years ago, actually. Jeez, already? It's been that long? And I just liked it because it was simple, it was big, you could always see it from the entirety of the city. Um, well, if you had good enough render distance, so you couldn't see it from the entirety of the city. But now that I'm on PC, I can. I could even see it from my lighthouse over there. But it doesn't serve a purpose other than holding my creeper farm. And yeah, it's just kind of a show off thing. I originally built it there, or started building it there. I built the first part, the first base area, and then I realized it was going to collide with my floating island, so I had to tear it completely down. Oops, rub my headset against my microphone thing. Which was this point down, right here. And then I had to move it to here. And then I went into Creative World, oops, and then tested out designs for the clock itself. And I settled on this one. Now, there's some other builds that I am also very proud of. I am really proud of my inverted skyscraper right here, even though I have nothing inside it. It's just cool. I'm also proud of my mine, but most of that's underground. I'm proud of that house, but that was a stolen design. I'm proud of my floating island, although it's alright. I could have done better. But I'd say the build I'm most proud of now, I have to get away. I think I've showed it before in a couple of YouTube videos. And it is below my villager office building. So here's my villager office building, or slave house, as people call it, but it's an office building. I swear they're not enslaved. But go down to the basement, you'll see automatic sheep dispenser. He definitely goes outside frequently. Or automatic wool farm, and then here's my farm. But where is my favorite build? Well, you have to either put on or take off your armor. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And that opens up. Now, I should show you, like this video will be a tour of this area as well. Now you must close the door before pressing the button, or else it will mess everything up. You go down. Voila, it's my laboratory. Now, the only part that is completely unoriginal of mine is the atrium here. I looked online, I just googled Minecraft lab build, and I found one on Reddit. Yes, Reddit. Incels and stuff. Okay, the noise of that is just kind of annoying. The USB here clanking. I gotta sneeze. I gotta do it again. Jeez. Excuse me. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna try and find the laboratory. I have it saved on here somewhere. If I remember to okay, I found it. If I remember to, I will put it in the description of this video. It is this Reddit post from r/Minecraft builds from 3 years ago, and That's the only post I had to go off of. And you might, I don't know how well you guys can see it because I don't have a second monitor for Streamlabs. But that is like there were sea lanterns and beacons. Sea lanterns up here and beacons here. Beacons I did not do for obvious reasons, and sea lanterns to me just didn't look as good with the aesthetic of an underground laboratory. Actually, I might replace some of these with copper, and with the copper bulbs, maybe, I don't know. But this button right here will turn off the lights, but it will also stop the lava. I had to learn how to wire that up correctly so it would dispense the lava while keeping the light on. Let me, okay, how will I get into here? I don't usually go in here anymore, so I gotta figure it out. I think this is just, yeah, that's fine. Most of this is just like leftover stuff from the old entrance. It's like that's why this is here, because there was a different entrance that I had. What the hell? I heard my door open. I think I know why it's constantly opening and closing. I'll have to take a look at that. Anyway, let's get through to the redstone. So, how the thing works is that there's this right here. I don't know how it works exactly, but basically when you press the button it goes to here. Why am I pointing at the screen? It's not like you can see it. But yeah, it goes from here and then deactivates this, which I guess does something, making it that there's a constant signal coming from here. You press the button again, it'll shut right off. And these are connected to the lights. And it makes it that having constant power to the lights while having a single press to the dispensers for the lava. And I had to look up a tutorial on how to do that. Now, what else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, we gotta figure out why. I'm pretty sure, because I heard a skeleton dying and my door open, so I assume there are mobs activating my skulk sensor that opens up the door. So yeah, let's do that. And while we're up there, I will show you how the old entrance worked and how to get to it and where it was. So, here is where I have all the redstone. A skulk sensor right here. That, okay, then what's causing all this? I gotta find it out. Oh yeah, it's a skulk sensor set to activate when your armor gets removed. And I am gonna go into game mode spectator. Just so I can figure out where the hell those mob noises are coming from. Coming from here. Skeleton right there. Maybe it's also set off by mobs dying. Or I don't know. Let's figure that out. Also, I'm just curious. I realized from the previous video that you guys cannot actually see the AMD thing showing my frame rate. But I can, so I don't know, that's weird. So the old entrance was where this chest would be. Actually, it wasn't, because this was like shorter. And you might be wondering why I have this weird bulge in the wall. That's because of the fact that I used to have magma and soul sand here to make the villagers go up, and I removed it for the redstone, and I will remove it for the other floors too eventually when I need more villagers, but right now I'm actually really good on villagers, so I do not need any more. And Probably all of them will be stonemasons, to be honest. I have like 10 stonemasons already, but it's like I mine out so much area that I could use a couple more. Um, yeah, I had it there to block up the soul sand that I had, and this is here just so that there is a way for the ladder to go down. And here's where I keep my chicken. That supplies me with automatic eggs. But that's not the point. When this wall was shorter, how you'd get to it is you'd take off your armor and you'd have to run before the door closed. And then I eventually did switch it to so it was on and off. But before then, it was not on and off. How did I do it on and off? I can't remember. I think it's a similar thing to what I did with the lights in the lab. I can't remember. I'm too lazy to check now. But let's go back down to do a full tour of the lab. Now, I knew I wanted, and I just remembered. I should probably explain what it was running down. It was a staircase here. It was stone brick, looked extremely out of place being here and not there. So I did eventually, I replaced it to deep slate, and so that's why there's just random deep slate bricks there. I didn't bother removing it. And then I eventually had to figure out how to get this to be here, and I did. The big issue is that my subway is right there, so it's like really cramped here. One thing though is I decided the other day I'm going to actually close down my subway. And the whole reason why is because I don't use it. It's bulky, takes up too much of my time to build anyways. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to turn the lights back on. So here is the lab area where we can test it. It's basically like a smaller version of the atrium. This was one of the first things I did. Miniature atrium rooms. And I like it, but it's not really that creative of a design. Over here is my storage room. So far I don't have much storage, and here I just keep like all the building supplies, except I'm doing on the floor below now. So I have a lot of the building supplies down there. Let's go down to the floor below. Now you will notice that this elevator is much shorter, and that's because, let me show you. Let me show you why why it's so short. Cave right here, and I did not want the lab going into the cave. And if you take a look where the elevator comes down, there's only one block in between the elevator and the cave. So yeah, that's why. Because of the cave. And I had to extend it out further so that there would be more room for redstone, because of the redstone powering the lanterns below. And so this is where the second floor is, and where I have been most of my time now. And so let's go with the trophy room first, because that's what I did first. I'd say this is all finished, but if I wanted to, I could expand it. This is just where I have like stuff. So far right now, all I have is the different colored torches and an underwater torch. And yes, I used commands for this. Sue me. I have a day-night command on my clock tower with a command block, so sue me. Here's where another elevator will go. I also made sure that it can actually go down farther to have more room. And there's this right here. This was a different idea I had for where the elevator that goes up to the entrance is. And I just left this all here because it was easier than removing it all. And here was experimenting with a mod that I had installed, so ignore all that fire. But you might be wondering, oops. It is a very big open area right here. And you might be wondering why, and that's because, you know, have you noticed that there, oops. And yes, I have keep inventory on. Again, sue me. But the reason why that cave is there, and it's a man-made cave, is because the big cobblestone wall around my city I had to get the cobblestone somewhere, and I built the wall before I started clearing out the massive amounts of land, so... Oops, I went past it. Oops. Ah, great. Not used to these controls yet. So yeah. There's the water entrance here that I just used because I blocked it up. Yeah, I cleared this out because I needed stone. And here, most of this was, or a couple of this was actually exploded by the Orb of Dominance thing from the Minecraft movie mod that I installed. That's what the fire is all about. But a lot of this was like gravel. But this right here will also make it that it should be easier for the next floor. Should be, hopefully. That's something I'll find out. I don't know if it'll be easy or not. Just because of how open it is and all the fire, but that's not big of a deal, I don't think. But I want to finish the next part first before I create another floor. And said next part is the test chamber. Now, it's the only one where I have double doors here. That's because imagine I'm testing something out and it escapes. Yeah, that'll not be good. I had to look up a Minecraft circle design because I'm not good at making circles in Minecraft, and so I found one, built the circle around it, and again, the only inspiration I took for any of this was the atrium area. That's the only thing I deliberately stole the idea from. Everything else is inspired and based on. And again, if I remember, I will leave the original Reddit post in the description. Or just Google Minecraft laboratory build and find one that looks like mine. And I need more deep slate, so I'm gonna have to go down to the mines again. I yearn for the mines. So I'll do that. You guys probably don't want to see me mine. I'm just gonna put more torches around. So I will do that off camera. Plus, this is not a Let's Play world. This is a I build this for fun world. But I built the test chamber for when new Minecraft updates come out, or I want to test out a Minecraft Bedrock Edition mod, and I could do a video for you guys to see, and it'll most likely be in that test chamber, and so that's why I built it. So yeah, this so far is my lab, and let's go into spectator mode so you can see everything. Because you saw some of it, but like, let's take a look at it all. Also, that's how close the first elevator... That's why it's so cramped. I would have made it a little longer, like this, if I could have. But because this mine shaft is here, I couldn't. So, yeah. And... yeah, because I extended it a little far out, that shouldn't be an issue for the next floor. And plus, I could just make it really long. Or go long down or something. Yeah, there could possibly be some issues with the next floor. Hope not. Oh well, that's a later problem. Yeah, mine shaft here that I built, that was my first mine. And here, I think I'm trying to think why I mined out this big area under. I think it was because there was granite underneath here. When I thought granite was a good way to get emeralds. I now don't. It's like there's so much, like, yeah, this was definitely granite. Yeah. There's so much like cave system this cave systems I accidentally built it. You can see a creeper there, cat here that have spawned. Yeah, let's look at everything from the outside of my Minecraft laboratory. Bunch of redstone here. Here. That's my farm over there, but here. Here's more open because this is right below my old house I used to have, where I tried to build another underground laboratory and then gave up on it. And then over here was another underground laboratory that I gave up and just destroyed it. Like, this one is much cooler looking destroyed one. It was hidden by a house. I liked it. Oh, I like how it looks destroyed. It was a boring ass one. And yeah, why is my frame rate so weird? It says I'm getting 55 to 60 on average, but it feels choppier than that. That button there was just for testing. I left it. One thing you will not notice unless if you go through with the lights off is that with right here being my wheat farm, there's actually just stone behind this lava instead of deep slate bricks, but you'd never see that unless if you went in there with the lights off. And so I'm fine with it. And my subway is right now in shambles because I removed all the rails, and I just decided to keep the stone bricks because, again, it's not worth removing it, and I kept the lanterns for light and just blocked off every entrance. Kept the map here, and that's redstone for my lab. I originally put this map here on this composter here. This is supposed to be like a map in a garbage can, but I originally put the compost there to hide some blackstone bricks, but it's not there anymore, so, because that was the old entrance. This still goes underwater, like here. I might eventually remove it, but it's like because I plan to eventually build a wall over part of it, I'll just only remove this part here. But there's this part. God, vibrant visuals, it's so good. Yeah, that's probably why my frame rate is a little bit worse, because I changed some of the settings earlier. Or maybe it's because I'm running Streamlabs and Minecraft. Yeah, it continues, and I was gonna add a stop here, but I decided it wasn't worth it, so I just didn't. Oh, here used to be a shipwreck, I forgot about that. And I just demolished that shipwreck. I wish I kept that. There was another one, like, that was even more beached, that was like, yeah, it was right where my mine currently is, because this used to be sand right here. It's my Happy Gas Airport I still need to finish. Here was supposed to be a subway entrance. Oh yeah, I need to remove that for the airport. But yeah, I need to remove that. I will remove it eventually. And then the continuous tunnel that I made for more stuff. Yeah, one of my many unfinished projects. And then I was gonna put a tunnel here and never did. And then this is just for expanding the wall to eventually do, but I probably won't do it for a while, if ever. McDonald's. Anyway, this video is supposed to be about the lab. I'm just showing you my unfinished projects, I guess. And that's the command that I have at the clock tower to say when it's day and night. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And so I'm going to upload this, and I gotta do some productive things, like I already shaved. I shaved earlier where my face feels naked. Yeah. Bye. Thank you for watching. And so now I just gotta